Team TaylorMade's Mac Boucher is with me, Chris Trott, here at the Kingdom. I want to say this is a first look at the Stealth 2 Plus driver, but Mac, I'm looking down there, you've been moving weights, there's a bit of dirt in there, you've been hitting off the deck and doing your thing.
Yeah, I was pretty eager to kind of give it a try and
True
get
golfer.
the initial thought. I saw it and I just immediately wanted to hit it. So we've set it to the exact same specs as what I had in my original Stealth, which I absolutely loved. So initial thoughts, I'm into it.
It's a good start place whenever you do that. I've got you down the left side there, going over that red flag. We have the TrackMan with us on normalized. Anything you see from the top when you look at it as a player?
So obviously, gone back to the glossy top, which I know was a big thing for some of the tour guys. They wanted that. So it's I really like that kind of glossy look. Looks
so one
kind of
thing,
original.
Mac, just before you hit this, when you pull it away from standard is the flattest the lie angle is. So for a good player like you, by coming away from it, you probably like the way it sits now.
100%, yeah. Everything, the look of it looks very appealing to me.
Smashed.
Yeah, hit that one pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
Felt awesome.
Very good. One bounce fence on out of the bat shot. High in the face though, Mac?
Yeah, and that's honestly my, I would say my tendency if I'm gonna miss hit it. I hate the low strike that kicks up spin. I will say that the original Stealth was awesome for those low hits, which I love. So I've been actually trying to get it a little closer to the bottom just because it doesn't go out of play as much.
Okay, so one of the things and the big story on this driver is the way the face has changed. The 60 layers of carbon are there, but the twist face has changed a little bit. Forgiving.
Yeah.
That was high out the blade. It has gone down the pipe.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at 1300 spin on a 14.5 launch, still gone 317 with a 165 ball speed, and I've been watching you hit a few. I know you got more in the tank than that. So just give me the treatment and we'll see if we have to adjust. Or maybe not.
Honestly, for me, that's kind of a shape that I like. It's never gonna put me in trouble. It's gonna obviously be pretty low spin, so I'm still gonna get a lot out of it, and it's gonna kind of end up left rough at worst.
It's great. I mean, that's the ball speed that I think you're accustomed to on a normal shot. I'm looking at land angle. I mentioned there, maybe pulling in the other head for this testing, which we can look at. This is a more spinny head, so we'd have to look at a completely different setting in the Stealth 2. But you can see the workability that I have here. You're saying that's a golf shot you like. It's a 13.4 launch. It's a 2200 spin. So it's right in the wheelhouse that I want to see. And it's a land angle at 40. So I would have this in the back pocket if I wanted to. Yeah. You can see as we look at it, slightly different framing because it has the red ring around there, so it gives a different look, but it's still a gloss top, but you lose the movable weight, hence why you have more spin options. But I think if we just focus on the one here for now, I would have seen enough there as a fitter to know that this is good, and I would then press you to let's ignore this altogether and let's hit some shots.
Yeah.
I know you like the slinger. If that needs to be in there, let's hit it. Like the slider, and let's hit that. But let's start thinking about what you look for in a driver.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't work the driver a ton left to right, something that's kind of been uncomfortable for me just because I am so low spinning. I generally don't spin driver much over 2000, which can obviously...
So that pushes us
to
try
the draw, exactly, the draw sometimes dives.
I think while we've got it here, I think people obviously want to see it. Let's fire in this other one, which I know you haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
I have it at a starting loft that's going to be a little high, so I'm going to put it as a face open, which worries me a bit because your left miss.
Yeah.
But regardless, we're going to see it and then see if we can work it, and I might have to run to the Kingdom and get you a 9-degree head. So we should see here, Mac, a little bit of a difference in spin rate, but without you having to manipulate the golf club. So as I look at that, and this is literally your first hit on the second product, and we are moving through this quickly, but as a player, it's hanging in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's spinning and it's hanging in there. 2600, 13 degrees and 302, and a 42-degree land angle. All numbers that I would be not hurt.
So that one spun a little bit more? Is that...
Correct, and it will do, just as you...
I'm just going to try to hit a draw here, just because I feel like with that extra spin, it might
yeah,
allow.
now you can do it, because the drawer obviously has less spin, and it can stay in it. I love that.
Yeah, so that...
I love that.
I like that flight, because it's a little bit lower spin than my normal.
If I was fitting you, I see you always looking for this number. I'd be trying to keep it away from you, to be honest. I love that. That, for me, is why we're going through this. Honestly, I came in first look and I was thinking Stealth 2 Plus would be, we can go there. I had that in the back pocket but now I think we're into a whole new fitting scenario because the draw that you've been trying to find still holding over 2,000.
And normally, so if I was to do with the Stealth Plus, it's going to be 1,400 spin and just be a dive bomber. So the big thing for me with this is if I can have that, if I try to draw it, because I do like to work it both ways, while still hitting a cut that doesn't spin off the world, then it's something that could be a great fit.
I think for any fitters out there, and you can see the speed is up, so the confidence is up. That was 172, it was released. You really have to think about where you want to go. There's adjustability in here, but by having the 15 grams forward in that movable weight, it really is a lower spinning head. So if you've got someone who's a trapper and hits down on it and doesn't quite have max 4-degree attack angle into the golf ball, you're going to be more this way, which by the way is me. If I was left-handed, I'd be pocketing that, but for you, a bit more spin is the way to go.
Awesome.
So there you have it. I think it's a great speed fitting Mac. We'll spend a bit more time on this, but you can definitely get into either of the two heads for the golfer and then find one. It will jump out at you when it comes to picking between the Stealth 2 Plus and the Stealth 2 Core model. You're going to have a bit more spin out of that, and this one is going to be a lower spinning option. I press everyone out there to get fit. There is a whole myriad of options when it comes to these clubs. Be sure to test them and enjoy the process. Don't get too sucked into your launch monitor. It's important that you hit shots, hopefully half as good as Mac.
Thanks, Troy.
If you want to learn more about this, head to TaylorMadeGolf.com.